one thing we haven't really gotten to talk about is the risk implied in gambling. Guys, you got to understand, spreads are just there to be bet on evenly on both sides. That is what the house wants. That's why when one side takes off, they start to manipulate it. Accordingly, only bet what you have. That is rule number one. Do never, never, ever bet money you don't have. And be prepared to lose. And assume anything I tell you, just bet it straight. Only losers really bet parlays. We're going to bet some, but understand parlays is like lighting money on fire. We want to give you guys the best chance possible because some of you guys don't have a clue what the fuck you're doing, quite frankly. And I just want to kind of make it a little more clear. So let's just use this Buccaneers game as an example. First of all, favorites are the minus. Underdogs are the pluses. So in this case, on the Buccaneers winning by 7, that left column, the minus 115 means I have to bet $115 risk to win $100 if the Buccaneers win by 7 or more. If they win by 7, it's a push. Accordingly, on the Jets, it means I have to risk 105 to get 100. Now, when you go all the way to the right, that is what is known as the money line. That is win-loss. The plus in this case means if I bet $100 on the Jets, I get $285 back. However, if I'm going to bet on the Buccaneers, I have to risk $360 to get 100 back. Accordingly, you won't see me oftentimes pick favorites on the money line. It's just not something I do. And the reason I'm touching on this is because on Monday, we bet the Buccaneers money line. And anytime you can have an underdog money line bet, those are when you really look for a parlay. But let's just look at things as if we bet $100 on every single NFL game right now that I've told you to. And let's see where it lays. And I'll show you exactly how the money line works in regards to when you win and when you lose. So like I said, it's a money line bet. So you risked 100 to win 120. 120 goes through if you win on the left, and 100 if they were to lose would be with the right hand side. So having said that, if you bet $100 or risked $100 essentially for every game, this is what your total would be for the year so far, $280. So we're effectively up $280 on our NFL picks on essentially a 63.64% against the spread record. I honestly just want everybody to bet smarter. Betting is not going anywhere. In fact, it's becoming more prevalent everywhere. Now that we have poly markets and Kalshi, essentially it's only a matter of time until we're going to be able to bet with our custodians. Custodians being where we keep our retirement funds, our Fidelities and things of this nature, or Schwab. And now that we can do future contracts, it appears that it's only a matter of time until betting seeps its way into custodians, which is just the scariest thing ever, given if you're my age and you've heard all the things about gambling, because it really can ruin things. And I'm just trying to give everybody an educated guess here on the best things to do. In that, if we are going to parlay, I will occasionally make what I call a lottery ticket. These are my early leans for all the games. I'm done kind of picking the Saturday college games the way I did. I'm just going to give you a slate and you pick from it what you like. And this week's lottery ticket looks like this. More specifically, these are your early leans. Those are going to be the college games I roll with. I'm taking the Nebraska and the Florida International game out, mainly because Michigan and Delaware, Delaware ran for a lot of yards last week, and Michigan, you don't know what you're going to get. Different coach. And I'm just not going to bet on Dominic Raiola to ruin my lovely lottery ticket. And that, I got the Bills at 12.5. You guys should be able to get them at 11.5. I like the Packers 8.5 there. Love the Chargers 2.5. Hit that today before it changes. Same with Buccaneers. You saw that's already at minus 115. Chargers and Buccaneers, probably hit that today, because that's only going to get meaner. That's going to be at 3 and 7.5 respectively by the time Sunday hits. So I would get those now. And I foolishly am just going to go Chiefs. I think they're kind of due. And I think their defense will be able to tee off on that Giants O-line. No telling if the tackle's going to be back, the left tackle for the lovely Giants. But play 'em or fade 'em, guys. Bet what you have, be nice, and let's go win some money. Hopefully this lottery ticket hits. Be well. Take care.